Okay, we're back to businessy questions. Danelle, this one is maybe for you. What's the update on the CBDCs in Ukraine?
Well, we're still working with them. We've talked a lot about, we're working with them to work on their digital asset infrastructure with the Ukrainian government. It's been just a really great partnership, and we're working also with others in the government to support what they need to think about from a digital asset infrastructure.
Hello, welcome back to WWTA News. I thank you for returning for another episode. Yes, thank you. Again, a few more news articles we're going to go through. Obviously, that's what I like doing is, going over these articles, trying to understand it, get a feel for it, and then, determine which way I want to go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, we're just going to go with some news articles. But you know what? Before we do that, I'd like to say this. I am trying, clearly, to understand everything. I've been doing this for a while now, just trying to understand how a lot of things work, and it takes time to figure these things out, and we all going through it, and it'll take different places. You're going to find information, you're going to find people, and you're going to hear things that'll help you better understand things. So being that this is some of the things that I deal in. So what are you here for? What do I do, and how does this all work together? So, I am more concerned about getting financially free. And that's kind of what, when I talk about the news and I share my thoughts and opinions, it's usually because I want to know and understand better what I can be doing to get myself financial freedom. I'm like most people in the United States, work a job. I'm like most people, have a 401k, have to raise a family, have to pay bills, all these different things. But we don't want to do all this. We kind of want to be financially free, but because we don't know a lot of different things, we tend to work till retirement age, which is 64, 65 or something like that. And then, later on in time, you're at an age where you might not be as healthy as you should be because you spent the majority of your life working for somebody else to make their company and their pockets pretty thick and keeping them rich so they can enjoy their life. And so, these are the things that, run through my mind. So how can I get free? How can I, get myself in a position where I don't have to retire at 65? So what are the things that I'm into? I am into cryptos, obviously, and I wouldn't, keep up with it and talk about it if I wasn't into it. I'm into stocks as well. I just don't talk that much about that stuff. Everybody talks about it. Maybe someday I'll talk about it, but different things that I think about when I get involved with stocks. I am, I'm not, I'm in a growing phase. I've got to learn like you've got to learn. I've got to read like you've got to read. And a lot of times I'm doing the reading so you can hear it while you're on the go. You're riding to work, you're doing, whatever you're doing, you can just push play and then listen to the things that I'm reading and reviewing, and then, form your own opinions and make your own decisions in life. So I have the same goal most people have, and that is to retire early. Nobody wants to retire at a late age to enjoy their life. And also creating, wealth that can be passed down to the next generation so that they don't have to get stuck into the same situation that we are in now trying to get ourselves out of. So that's where my mind is. That's the things that I think about, and that's how I make the decisions in my life going forward. We've all been young, crazy, reckless, spent money, done dumb things, and so, for those of you young ones who didn't do that, who had your heads on straight, that wasn't doing stupid stuff, and you were learning finances and making those moves, kudos. I wish I could have been that way, but I wasn't. And that's just how things go. So you've got to learn, you've got to read, you got to get involved, you got to proactively ask questions, you got to ask the right questions to people that might have the right answer, and you just got to investigate. So, oh wow, getting all that through there. That's where my mind is. That's how I'm operating. I would only imagine that most people that land on this channel, that's where your mind is too, trying to get financial freedom and trying to understand how to get there. Now, with all that said, yes, welcome back to WWTA News, and let's see what's going on in this world of news today in crypto. All right, so Bitcoin ATM decline. Over 400 machines went off the grid under 60 days. Wow, that's kind of scary, huh? You know what I'm saying? Over 400 machines went off the grid under 60 days, right? Crypto ATMs, one of the key infrastructure pillars for the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies, have seen a drastic reduction this year. In the first 2 months of 2023, the net cryptocurrency ATMs installed globally reduced by 412 machines. Wow, that's a whole lot. Since 2014, the total number of crypto ATMs maintained a steady upward trajectory while catering to millions of users worldwide for seamless crypto fiat conversions for over a year. Between December 2020 to January 2022, more than 1,000 crypto and Bitcoin ATMs were being installed every month. That's right, more than 1,000. However, the bear market had an immediate impact on its growth. So, the bear market slowed things down. Okay. September 2022 was the first time in history when total crypto ATMs saw a net decline. However, the year 2023 marked a new low by recording a decline in total crypto ATM installations for 2 consecutive months. So for 2 months, they just haven't been installing that many ATMs, right? Still big news, right? In January 2023, the global crypto ATM network shed 289 machines, which got further cut down in February by 123 machines, coming to 412 machines in total. While the ongoing decline was initially purely attributed to geopolitical tensions, revenue losses are a prolonged bear market. Service providers have been trying out cheaper alternatives for operations. So they want to save money, right? And that's just, some of these providers. Well, recently, crypto ATM provider Bitcoin Depot converted its 7,000 physical machines, right? Now, 400 went down in the whole market. But Bitcoin Depot, they converted its 7,000 physical machines to BitAccess software. The move helped reduce operational costs related to software licensing fees, which annually cost $3 million. So, Bitcoin Depot just wanted to save money as they're going through a transition during a bear market. Okay, so, let's figure this out. So, BitAccess has Bitcoin ATM software. Okay, well, BitAccess Bitcoin ATM software supervises industry-leading remote management, excellent security, fleet management through the operator panel, compliance tools, and much more. Okay, it's kiosk software. It's Bitcoin ATM consumer software. Bitcoin ATM consumer software? Well, wait a minute. So Bitcoin Depot converted its 7,000 physical machines to BitAccess machines. Well, that's kind of, So, okay, wait a minute. Is this basically people getting out that can't afford to stay in because they're trying to save cost, right? So then that means they're getting swallowed up by a bigger fish who can afford the cost to continue to move through the bear market. But that doesn't necessarily mean that these machines are disappearing. No, they're not. That's interesting. So I would only assume, looking at this, the headline might be a little tricky, but it doesn't seem like it's too much of a big deal. And I wouldn't look at it like a big deal. A lot of people aren't even understanding the whole purpose of the ATM Bitcoin machines yet because we haven't seen that full transition over. But it's still coming, obviously, because just like we saw check stubs and just like we saw debit credit cards, we're going to see this new step. We're seeing it already, and you're going to see this too. So I don't think that's too much of a big deal. It just looks like, a lot of companies, investors, or whatever, businesses, they're having to get out because they can't afford to stay in. So the bigger businesses, they'll be able to continue to keep these things moving forward. That's all that looks like. You know what I mean? That's all that looks like. And Bitcoin Depot, yeah, they're ATM. That's all they are, is an ATM. But let's move along. Collateral Network Cult is a hidden crypto gem along with Quant and Litecoin. What is this hidden gem stuff? What is this, right? Collateral Network Cult is here to change the way loans are provided and accessed. By using blockchain technology, the Collateral Network Cult platform allows borrowers to provide assets represented as NFTs as collateral in order to secure a loan. Now, this is just impressive and crazy all at once. Some time ago last year, I kept, talking about this whole NFT thing and how when you look at it as data, it's bigger than that stupid artwork stuff. Like, that's just dumb. That was so misleading. And I guess it was misleading because nobody would want us, the common people, to understand what's actually happening, right? So when you start, and we've seen articles already, I've reviewed those articles where these bankers and institutions are already telling you that they're going to bring world assets onto the blockchain. And this is no different than when we talk about a mortgage, loans, all different things like that. It's just data, it's contracts that'll be brought onto the blockchain, which can be tracked easily and more efficiently, and business can be conducted faster without the middleman. So here, what are they doing, right? This is some institutional stuff. If I didn't know better, right? If I didn't know better, I'd be like, this is some institutional stuff. But let's continue. As a result, borrowers can access fast, low-cost loans without having to worry about sky-high interest rates or complex credit evaluations. And so that's the older system that we're in now. You have to have show something to back up this loan that you want to get, usually a job, the amount of money you make, or you might have some assets that you can essentially put on the line to get this loan, yada, 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 yada. That's the old way of doing things, right? It goes on to say, smart contracts within Collateral Network Cult handle transactions in an automated, transparent fashion, ensuring that funds are released only when certain conditions have been met. These smart contracts eliminate the need for external intermediaries, thereby improving security and reducing cost. Watch out now. It's a coming. It's a coming on down the road. See, this is going to be that institutional adoption. It's like this is the big adoption that we're waiting for, and we're reading about it. This isn't my personal thoughts, feelings, or emotions or anything about this. This is clearly what we're reading, what they're doing. So they're telling us what they're doing, and so we'll see all these people come into the space. All we're going to do is wait for big names to start using this tech. You see what I'm saying? This is amazing. This is amazing. All right, let's continue. Zimbabwean blockchain startups launch service to help migrants efficiently move funds across borders. Two Zimbabwean startups, FlexID and Uhuru Wallet, recently launched a platform that offers digital identity and remittance services to migrants living and working in South Africa. The two startups held what they've described as the first cross-chain collaboration between the two companies. Harnessing the benefits of the blockchain, the Zimbabwean blockchain startup FlexID and the South African-based WhatsApp remittance platform Uhuru Wallet recently said they have launched a platform that offers combined digital identity and remittance services to millions of Zimbabwean immigrants in South Africa. That's right, digital ID, moving money over the blockchain. Wow. Okay. I love reading these articles because these articles tell us what we need to know to move forward. Again, this is not my thoughts and ideas. These are articles that I just read, and you have to take what you're hearing and make your own decisions. Do you find value in it? Is it useful to you? And you do what you want with it. But to me, this is important because it shows me that yes, this is all that adoption that we've been waiting for. It's happening over and over. More people are getting in, more institutions, more banks, more nations, more countries. All these people are getting in. It's just a matter of time. And this is how you got to think about things. And this is why I love reading these articles, because it leaves stuff for you to think about, and then you can make your own decisions. All right, it goes on to say limited access to financial services. Mapunga, in the meantime, spoke of the virtues of blockchain as well as the importance of deploying the technology. I quote, by leveraging blockchain technology, we can provide a secure and efficient way for users to verify their identity and access financial services, no matter where they are, the CEO of Flex ID insisted. Although South Africa is ranked among the biggest senders of remittances in sub-Saharan Africa, it costs anywhere between 5% and 20% to send money to Zimbabwe when using registered money transfer agencies. Now, this in turn forces many Zimbabwean migrants to use alternatives such as couriers or unregistered remittance platforms. The emergence of a blockchain-based solution widens options for Zimbabwe migrants and will likely help drive down the average cost of remitting funds. Register your email here to get a weekly update on African news sent to your inbox, so I don't have that there for you to see. But clearly, it's all about cutting that middleman out, making things faster and more efficient. It's all about having that phone or that device in your hand and having that mobile carrier signal for that data to be uploaded over the internet and dropped straight to you. That is the transaction that brings the finance to you via blockchain, and you can do what you have to do afterwards, which means there's no boundaries. Okay, so this is the whole purpose of blockchain, and this is why, from reading these articles, I can clearly see this is what the institutions and everybody else is going to do. This is the new age. This is the new tech. And this is how business is going to be conducted moving forward in the future. All right. U.S. Bancorp invests in digital assets fintech Onera. Maybe that's Onera. Onera is working to digitize paper-heavy and illiquid private markets, allowing banks, asset managers, and exchanges to route assets more efficiently. Onera aims to help institutional clients of regulated financial institutions discover, invest in, and trade assets with instant transaction settlement and transfer of ownership. Interesting. Let me read that again. So Onera aims to help institutional clients of regulated financial institutions discover, invest in, and trade assets with instant transaction settlement and, of course, transfer of ownership instantly. These clients will be able to receive a real-time visibility into the characteristics and history, including ownership details of a wide range of assets such as bonds and syndicated corporate loans. Gosh, I feel like we've talked about this so much. Yes, these are the assets that are coming on the market. Contracts, debt loans, debt bonds, secured bonds, all that stuff. That mortgage on your house, it's contract, it's a bond. It's going to come onto the market. And this is how they're going to know who owned the house, who was the last owner of the house, this, that, and all that information is data, which will be put into the form of a non-fungible token, which will then be added onto the block. I feel like, did we talk about this heavily last year or the year before? I don't know, but I feel like we've talked about this. Yeah, we have. But here, we're just getting more confirmation through more articles, right? I'm just reading the articles. It's pretty impressive. Onera's objective is to unlock distribution and liquidity by connecting asset tokenizing assets so you can put them on the blockchain, venues to wealth platforms and exchanges across the world. Based on the open source FIN P2P protocol, Onera's offering for regulated financial institutions aims to seamlessly connect any type of asset tokenization platform on any blockchain, private distributed ledger, or even traditional ledgers. I mean, come on. There's nothing to discuss here. Clearly the institutions are making their move, and these companies are popping up. They're going to get it done. So whether we believe it, it doesn't matter what we believe. All this is about where we're going to be during the process. Are you on the side where you have the chance to financially grow and better yourself? Or are you the negative person that's on the outside just not caring and talking bad things and not being worried? That's what all these articles mean to me. And so, again, when I talk about where I'm trying to be and the moves that I'm trying to make, it's hard. It's really hard to keep up with all this stuff and do your regular things in life. And so you have to essentially, follow Twitter feeds, follow YouTube channels, constantly be in the know of what's going on, hear people's reading articles at times, hear what people involved in the space directly are saying, listening to things being said in Congress. All this stuff you have to pay attention to so you can know what you're supposed to be doing during this time. And to me, it's just amazing. I love it. I love it. All right. It goes on to say, and I quote, "This investment will allow us to play an important role in shaping the future of capital markets. One where issuers and institutional investors have more real-time visibility into assets and can more efficiently transfer ownership and settle transactions," says Jim Kelligrew, Vice Chair and Head of Corporate and Commercial Banking, U.S. Bank. Our goal is to provide our capital markets clients a more streamlined experience, helping them save time and money, all while experiencing unprecedented transparency. So this banking institution is going to help their clients by bringing them on the blockchain. What have we heard? What have I been reading? I've been reading to you all the stuff with Swift, right? Them using the ISO messaging system and certain blockchains being ISO 20022 compliant, ready to operate, right? And we know March of this year, right? This year, a lot of these institutions, if they want to continue to do their transactions through Swift, they're going to have to use the ISO 20022 messaging system, right? So no secrets. We've been reading about this stuff. That's what you all have been hearing. So it's like, duh, that's what's going on. It's just more confirmation. It's just hilarious. All right, we're excited to add U.S. Bancorp to our latest investment round. We brought the industry together to solve the problem of global distribution and liquidity for digital assets, and strategic investments from major institutions such as U.S. Bancorp is key to ensuring that the FinP2P network is bringing high-quality institutional-sized investment opportunities to pools of accredited and institutional investors around the world, added Onera co-founder and CEO Ami Ben David. All right, so what more can I say? This stuff speaks for itself. Take these articles, do what you need to do, make the decisions you have to make, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share these articles. I go looking for them. I read them. I try to understand them. I listen to other people out there and try to get their understanding of things. And, it's always going to come back to you doing your own research. So you've got to remember, everything that you see in here, you still got to do your own research so you can know exactly where to take aim and fire your shots, so you can make your move to better your future, the future of your family, your loved ones, your friends, those who are close to you. So look, I'm going to close with that. I thank you all for making it through this video, getting this information. I'll catch you all in our next episode. Thank you.